Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with the guy. Hi, I'm Justin the Guy. Obviously, I have a garage shop. Taking scary how to use bikes one bike at a time.
If you like these videos, please like and subscribe.
Well, hello. Welcome back to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with the guy with this old bike series. So we're doing a detailing on this Ruby Comp from Specialized. Ruby Comp is basically the Roubaix version, or the Ruby's of the Roubaix version of Specialized. Is kind of like endurance bike before they really kind of sliced and diced it as endurance. Specialized was the leader in the sense of body geometry type stuff, and this is where you get the Zertz inserts for the fork, frame, and seat post, as well as carbon that's layered and actually adds stiffness and rigidity to where you need it, lightens it up where you don't, and actually is a fast, quick, very comfortable riding bike. These things are awesome. This beauty, though, has hardly any miles on it. Unfortunately, the original rider that I purchased it from did not ride, did not get into road riding. I think she got into mountain biking and recreational riding, that kind of thing, but not road riding. So it really just has a couple scuffs and scrapes from the garage. So we're gonna take a focus on that and kind of do some detailing and taking out some of those scratches. What I really like about this particular type of paint is that it's really thick. It has a lot to manipulate, and it's like several layers. So I can really work with the clear coat on this and actually probably get all those little scratches out completely and not even noticeable at all. So without further ado, let's dive into this and get a closer look. Alrighty, what we're going to be doing is just really taking a look at these scratches that are right here and do that as a sample in this video here. So first I'd like to put on Adams Polish Compound with their wool pad. And what this does, it will take out a lot of little micro scratches, so I only really need to focus on sanding with the 3000 grit on the areas that I need to. So I want to kind of determine where I need to work on that first. So. So doing a once over with that, and I take a fiber cloth and just kind of wipe off that compound and kind of see. And you can kind of see the shine already starting to pop through, but there's some gouges here and some gunk, I call it gunk, right through there. So this probably tapped something in the garage and fell over. So let's try to make that pain go away. And using the same compound, but with a 3000 grit, I custom cut these to fit this. They're usually at a sheet, but they have a little bit of a padding to them, so it doesn't really adds a little bit of grind. So when I have a new pad, I gotta really be careful because it'll cut through the paint pretty quick. This has been through one cycle before, so it shouldn't cut too fast. So I'll just do a little sample first, and then proceed on to these other ones. Well, that was about as deep as I can go. And as you probably noticed right here, I started taking out some of the decal for trying to get that one scratch out. So I'm just gonna leave that. It's just gonna be just a, the best I can do with the little nicks and so forth. So I don't wanna make it even worse. But in that case though, I'm gonna go back over it with my wool pad to smooth out those sanding spots. So there we go. A lot more polished, not noticeable. Not as perfect as I wanted it to get, and especially since I gouged into a little bit of the decal here, but it's definitely gonna be better than what it was. So keeping that in mind, I'm gonna put polish on here now. With the polish compound. And with that, we'll bring out the shine and also protect it. Also, you may have noticed that since it is not a flat surface, it's actually a curve. Using the belt, the disc sander or disc oilable type pads and cleaners, you got to use them in different directions. What that does is kind of gets into all those little angles and actually helps get rid of those scratches. Sometimes just one direction does not remove that scratch. All right, so we got a high shine and those major scratches are gone. You can still see a little bit of it, but it is not as pronounced as it was. And actually with that shine, it polishes up pretty good. So that's just one small section. And again, this is, a trial and error area. So what I would suggest on your own bike, you would do the bottom and see, a couple test areas and make sure it doesn't cut through the paint as fast. This one's pretty thick, so I was able to put some umph into it. But other paint jobs, you just do a little light touch and it cuts right into the frame. So it depends how thick that paint and also clear coat. This one I know has super thick clear coat on it. So they have a lot to work with, which is good. Unfortunately, sometimes it is so thick that scratch can go really deep and you really just can't get it out. You just kind of clean it up, but it's not going to go away completely. So with refurbishing versus, I'm not doing restoration, let's put it that way. Restoration would be like detail paint back and all that kind of thing to bring it to, showroom quality, or basically a wall of art you put on the wall, not right. So my purpose of doing all this is making the frame look really good, but on top of that, with the cleaners and so with the polishes to actually protect the frame. So you're getting that closer to the showroom quality look, presentation when you have that bike. It's nice to have a nice clean bike even though it's used, and actually makes you feel better. And how it is when you wash your car and it seems to drive a little bit better. This is the same thing. Back in the day, it was kind of funny. WD-40 came out with a bike polish, and they still may make it, but their little thing was like so smooth, and it's like it's going to be less wind drag. I'm like, okay. After I see the wind tunnel tests on different polishes versus others, I'm not going to really comment on that. But anyway, it's just one of those things. It is kind of nice to have a frame really pop out and polish. So that's one small section when I do detailing. I will go through the whole frame. That also does give me the opportunity to go through the frame and inspect it several times over in every angle to make sure that it's not been compromised and is safe and all that, so I don't catch any damaged carbons or aluminum frames or whatever as I have before. Until after I stripped everything down. So I strip everything off to access all these points. So anywho, well, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this little video, a little sampling of my detailing. I hope you have a wonderful day. From the garage.